welcome to this very last minute thrown together episode. I found out my friend Arjun, my childhood friend Arjun, is in town.
Hey guys.
And he's here. And then we were supposed to have Eric here, but he couldn't get off of work. So our friend Shannon is here.
Hey.
Shannon, you're the first girl on the podcast.
Wow. What an honor.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope you bring some interesting perspective to the table.
All right.
Okay, so Arjun, you said that we're just having a conversation, guys. You said that on your way here, you had a spiritual conversation with your Uber driver.
Yeah, so this guy, I think his name was like Randy.
Okay, his name is Randy.
He was talking about how he had a bunch of Indian people.
Indian what?
Indian people.
People?
He like drove.
How does he have that?
Indian people.
Chill. He drove around like a bunch of Indian people, and he was like, "Oh, they've always been so down to earth and like chill." And he's like, "I can tell like as soon as you walked in, like you were making good eye contact, and you had like good posture, and you like were very confident when you were talking. So I could tell that you were Indian and not Muslim." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "I had a bunch of Muslim drivers." Or not drivers, people who were riding with him. Passengers, yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. And does
the story go anywhere?
Good eye contact's really important.
Yeah. So he was saying that I don't know, he was like, it must be something about their culture that they like don't like make eye contact. They're really awkward.
Arjun, okay, we're going to get down to the bottom of your nervousness because I can tell you're very nervous right now. Why are you so nervous, bro?
Yeah, bro.
I'm not nervous. I'm happy to be here, you know?
Okay, you're like slap happy.
Yeah, exactly. Slap happy.
Okay, Shannon, what's your favorite memory of Arjun from when he still lived here?
My favorite memory of Arjun? Probably when we were on the bus, and this was freshman year, and he was like, Jacob was looking and reading my sweatshirt.
I remember
this
like, story.
Pumas. And he was like, Jacob, why are you looking at her boobs?
Well, because he asked you about it. He's like, oh, your sweatshirt says Puma's nice. And then you were like, that means that he was looking at your boobs.
Yeah, and then we debated this for like the whole entire bus ride home.
I don't know. I mean, look what I did, you know? Like, I was the one who sparked it, you know? You should be thankful, honestly. Like,
it's all you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay. So, here's a question, Arjun. Is your grandpa like still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he still lives with you?
Yeah, he turned 91 this past May.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Arjun, as long as I've known Arjun, he has lived with his grandpa in his house. And is that like fun? Like, do you have cool stories about that, or does it just feel like normal to you?
Yeah, I actually do have a fun story. Recently he told me about his near-death experience, and he like had a vision. Like, it wasn't like this is crazy. It wasn't like a dream. Like, it was an actual vision. So he like, I don't know if this is true or not. I believe him because obviously he's my grandpa and he's telling me this, and he like told the exact same story to my dad. So like the fact that he said it word for word the same thing to my dad, like it has to be true. But he's like, you know, because he was diagnosed with pneumonia like 4 years ago, like during our freshman year, and he was like going down, and he basically like died, and then they had to like bring him back to life, and now he's alive again. So, and then he like recovered really quickly, which is like, we're thankful for that. But he said that like when he was gone, I just licked that. He said like when he was gone, he had like this vision where like he was like in a room, and there was like a bookshelf, like it was like an L-shaped room, so he couldn't see around the corner. There was like a bookshelf with 2 pillows, and one of them was black, one of them was white, and one of them said Arjun, and the other one said Aditya, which is my brother, and for us. And then there was like a pole with, this is so weird, there's like a pole with 7 lights, but the 7th light wasn't lit up. Okay, you're probably not believing me right now. But
no,
I swear, this is what he told me.
It's like so specific that you like couldn't make that up.
Yeah, I know. So that's why like he told me this, and then he's like he heard a voice, but the voice was his own. Like, it was talking to him, but it was his own voice. And so he said that he was there, and the voice was like, oh, it's your time to go now. and then he was like, but who's gonna take care of my grandchildren? And then the voice was like, oh, we can arrange something for that. Or like I don't know what the voice said, but it was like, we'll make you stay longer or something like that. So then he heard like not church, like temple bells. Cause okay, when you go to temple in our thing, you like ring a bell. Okay. And he heard those bells. Okay,
cool.
And there was like a figure that came around from the corner of the L-shaped room, but it wasn't like human. It had like fur, like really short fur, like a dog would have, like all over its body. And it wasn't like a gender or anything. Like you couldn't, like it was just a thing. Okay. And it started like, it had like this. This is so specific, dude. It's so weird. It's like trippy. So it had like this canister that like babies drink out of. I don't know what he was trying to tell me. I couldn't really picture it, but it was like a canister that babies drink out of, and like it was giving him some like liquid to drink, and he took like 3 sips of it. Stop.
Wait, so your grandpa's having this vision like while he's dead?
Yeah, so his soul is there. He's like, this wasn't a dream. This was like a vision. Like
this was like the after, like in almost at the after.
Yeah, is he still alive?
Yeah, he lives with it. He's 90.
They like resuscitated him.
Okay.
Yeah,
but this is what he saw in the brief period of time.
So he like basically like this conversation happened. Like one night, like my family was out, like my mom and dad and my brother were out with family friends to like the Disney park, and I couldn't go because we didn't have enough passes. My dad works at Disney. We get stuff like that.
Okay. I want to talk about that later.
Okay, and so, it was just me and him. We were eating, and I was like, it was really quiet. So I was like, I just told him, I was like, I'm gonna miss you next year, cause like I'm going to college. He's like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just like every morning you say goodbye to me, and like he's literally up every morning and he says like, God bless you, Arjun. Have a good day. And it's like, yeah, it's like an everyday thing. So I'm like, I'm gonna miss like that happening. And
maybe
so
your roommate can do that for you.
Stop. You're so weird. Okay. So that's basically where the conversation was happening. He told me the story then. And so I don't know what that had to do with any of it, but he said that he drank the liquid and then he just woke up like in the hospital bed. And then he was back. So he said that he read a book about near death experiences, and that's where the conversation kind of started. Like at the dinner table there.
So, and then he was like, "Oh, well, did I ever tell you about like the thing that happened to me?"
No, he didn't say that. He just said that I had a vision, and then I was like, "Did you tell anyone?" And he was like, "Yeah, I told your dad and your brother." And I'm like, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" He's like, "And I just never got the opportunity to." So that was that.
That's really interesting. So like, I wonder if everybody has that vision or like a version of that vision.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's like because it wasn't a dream. It was like he was like I wasn't there, but like my soul was there. It was, I don't know. It was weird.
Something weird happened like that to my aunt, actually.
Really?
She was sitting,
tell us about it.
I will. She was sitting in the car, and she always wears her seatbelt, but she wasn't wearing her seatbelt one day. And, like, she, like, was alone in the car, and she heard a voice, and it said, "Karen, put your seatbelt on." And she was like, "Oh, okay," and, like, didn't think anything of it, even though she was alone. And she put it on, and 5 seconds later, like, got rear-ended really, really bad.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. How, like, where was the voice from? Like, just her head, or like she like heard it from an outside, like
she like felt a tap on her shoulder. I think I forgot to say that. She felt a tap on her shoulder and then heard a voice said, "Karen, put your seatbelt on." And like she didn't think anything
like
of
it was like a happy
She's
voice.
She's like, "Okay, yeah."
Wow.
That's really cool. Like, I'm not like superstitious, but for some reason that's like believable to me that just like weird stuff would happen like that.
Do you believe my story?
I do believe your story. Like, even though I'm not superstitious, that just sounds like, why would your grandpa lie about that?
Exactly. And
it's like
he
way
said,
too detailed.
Yeah, and he said the same story like with the same amount of detail twice. So, and I talked to my dad about it later that night. I'm like, he told me his story, and he's like, "What?" Because like I thought he would know, and I'm like, his near-death experience. He's like, "Oh, the one with the pillows and stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, and I asked my dad about it, like what he thought about it. He's like, "Oh, my dad was just like happy for him that he like believed in that. He wasn't too like interested in it, I guess. He was just like chill about it." So,
Shannon, do you want to share any of your conspiracy theories?
My conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I believe that the Titanic wasn't actually the Titanic. If you watch Dawson, he'll go more into depth. But it was a different ship. And like a bunch of fancy rich people who are supposed to be on it weren't like canceled their trip.
Okay.
So it was obviously something going on there. There's another conspiracy that
Well, wait. So you think like the ship that was the actual Titanic like never came and a different ship picked people up instead and crashed?
Yes, because if you look at like pictures of ruins of the Titanic, I forget what the ship was called, but there was something with like a C, like some name of this other ship with like a C in it, and they found like ruins of the Titanic and there was like a C engraved on it. You need to watch the video for it to make more
so
sense.
So it seems like it would be a different ship.
Yeah, it's a different ship that was meant to crash in order for the company to make more money.
Weird. How do they make more money from a crash?
Insurance.
Okay.
Isn't Shane Dawson like a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where she gets all her facts about
Wow.
conspiracies.
Before
His
anyone,
little sister
before
and I
anyone
agree.
believes that, just think about the source that's coming from.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think he
But
does a lot of
he
research.
does
but,
He
his
does?
research.
I've never watched him, so I
You
wouldn't
should
know.
watch him.
Okay.
It's really
I was kidding about
entertaining.
that. Don't
but
think
like,
that.
still, at the end of the day, he's trying to like entertain you, and so he like speaks in like a really spooky voice, and like edits them to be really creepy. But like, they're all just theories.
Yeah.
Although
it's also
he-
a theory that it really was a Titanic, technically.
That's true. I hate when people have really good counter arguments, but that's true. But I mean, people were actually there. Like, people
Actually
probably
died.
could prove that it was the Titanic.
So if you were on the ship and they were calling it the Titanic, why wouldn't you believe that it's the Titanic?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say it is the Titanic.
Yeah.
So, but there's a
You're
lot
just winning
of
against yourself.
conspiracies of why it crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, how could they not see this giant iceberg? How did they not know it was
So
there?
basically, like, there's theories that say like something else was going on, like whether it was
Yes.
just crashed on purpose. Yeah. Do you know? Speaking of, I don't know. I think shipwrecks are like really creepy, and like sometimes I like watch videos about them on YouTube. Have you heard of the Costa Concordia?
I've not.
It's a ship that crashed off like the coast of Italy, I think, like pretty recently, if I remember it right. And the reason it's like a famous crash is for like two reasons. One is that the captain is always supposed to be the last person off the ship if it's gonna like go down.
Okay.
But the captain of this ship like bailed before everyone else, and so he was like arrested because that's like you're breaking so many like captain sea
Yeah.
laws. So it had like a captain scandal where the guy left, and then also it like rotated on its side and then stayed there for years. So there's just like a giant cruise ship on its side off the coast of Italy, and like people can go visit it. It's really creepy.
That is creepy.
I think maybe they just started to remove it.
Wow.
But like on
Take it
Google
apart?
Earth, you can like see
See
it
it.
on its side. It's scary.
Wow, that is scary.
Yeah.
Wait, why did nobody do anything about it? Like the ship company or anything?
I think it was like a complicated. I'll Google why it wasn't removed. It was like a complicated harbor that it was in.
I gotcha.
Let's see.
So anything new happened in St. Louis while I was gone, or?
I mean, a lot.
We had a music festival called Lou Fest that we went to, and that was fun.
It
How's
was
the
fun.
Post Malone concert? Did you guys?
It was
go to
really
that?
fun.
That's
It was a
awesome.
very good time. He's very good live.
Speaking of music, should we just like talk about like Arjun is a SoundCloud rapper?
Yeah.
Lil Jon.
SoundCloud.com/little LIL_JUN. Check me
Wow.
out.
How did that start? And
Well, it started because of you partially.
why? Because
We were in I remember this. We were in like Mr. Pool's class,
yeah,
and I think Michael Wasserman sat behind me, and it was you also in the class.
Eric's here.
Eric's here.
Hold on, I'm gonna let him in.
Okay.
You
You
can-
want to pause this? Or should I just
No,
keep
just
talking?
stall. No, don't finish the story, but just stall, and I'll listen
Okay.
to it later when I edit this and laugh at whatever you were
Okay.
saying.
All right, Shannon, how's it going? How are
It's
you?
going good.
Really?
Yeah, I have 4 jobs right now.
That's insane.
It is insane.
You're putting in work.
It's
You're
really
grinding
crazy. I am. I work at the juice bar.
hard. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I juice some fruits and stuff.
Where is that?
It's in Rock Hill off of Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time. I work at Remax Suburban. as
What
a
is that? I don't know what
secretary.
that is.
It's a realtor business.
Realtor business. Okay, got
Yeah.
that. Got to get that marketing business thing in, right?
Yeah, I have a marketing internship as
Uh-huh.
well. Yeah.
Okay, I have no clue.
What's up, dude?
Hi, Eric. Oh, God. That was like
Eric went for the handshake. Arjun went for the hug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric, I can let you take over if you want to.
Do you want to keep going?
You can keep going.
I think Eric will help us steer the conversation.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time here, Shannon.
You're welcome. See you guys later.
I hope you had fun.
Good seeing you. I'll
Peace
probably
out.
see you again sometime.
Arjun's going in for another hug.
Give you a hug.
I'll give you the play-by-play. And that one went much smoother.
Thank you.
Much smoother. Good job,
Thanks,
Arjun.
Jordan.
No problem, Shannon.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay, so
Hey, Eric.
hey, Arjun, how long has this been going? Like this podcast?
17 minutes.
Okay, that's good.
He told a really interesting story about his grandpa
Uh huh.
got pneumonia,
Oh.
and they had to like stop his heart or something when they.
No, he
how-
actually died.
Oh,
Like,
he died.
Yeah.
Okay, he died.
Is he still alive?
No, yeah. He's
Okay.
They brought him back, but like he had like this near-death experience. He had like a
Well, if
vision.
he died and he's dead, it's not near death. It is death.
So he had a
no,
death
but
experience.
he came back alive though.
He had a
That's the
death
thing.
experience and remembered it, and he told us what he saw.
He saw something.
saw
He had a vision.
something.
Here,
Like-
Arjun, will you
Oh, that's bad.
make sure the mic is
That's
pointing
good.
at
I
you?
don't
All right. Should I say it again? The
You
entire
no,
thing?
you don't have to tell the story
Okay.
again. But it was a vision with like he was in a hallway and there were pillows and the pillows had the names of his grandchildren, and it was like really detailed. We'll just
We'll talk about it afterwards.
yeah, because we already
Have we
recorded
talked
that.
about Disney?
I want to talk about Disney. We haven't. We brought it up, and we're in the middle of hearing the origins of Lil Jon.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So
Is Lil
sorry.
Jon still prevalent? Still making music?
Well, kind of behind the scenes. I made some beats and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And then for like school stuff, like there was this one project we had to do in humanities where we had to like do. It was called the medieval, like I don't know what it was called, but it was like we just had to make something medieval themed. And I was like, okay, I'll make a song. And so I made a song from scratch with that actually sounded like it was from that time. And then all of a sudden, like the beat switched and it just turned into a hip hop beat.
Do
and
you
I
have it on
started
your phone?
Yeah, yeah. I can show
That
you.
sounds amazing.
Did you rap on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have your raps on the phone? Or was it a live rap?
With the beat.
No, it was no. I recorded it. Like,
Yeah.
it was-
Okay. Please
yeah.
play this into the microphone right
Into
now.
the microphone. Okay, if I
Lil
find
Jon.
it. Here we go. I like. So what I did was, it's like a video, where I said, like the different
Loot.
different like instruments. Here, you can just listen to it.
You're talented, dude.
This is all from scratch.
A lute?
Yeah. It's like a kind of like guitar thing.
I did not know you could like compose this type of music.
More snare.
I put like the lyrics on here and stuff. There's like some inside jokes from the class.
You know I had to spit some heat. I'm about to body this your medieval beat. This B-O-R-K is the G-O-A-T. And I'm making history, humanity. Sipping on top, got this gold on my teeth. Mama fire when I die cause I'm tough royalty. People mad at they hating cause they can't be me. I ride different ways, they call me Socrates.
Wow.
I got
That's
100
good.
on that. So.
That was very entertaining. That was awesome.
That was
Yeah, I
good.
love
You should go on like a
What do
tour.
you make your beats on?
Logic Pro.
Interesting. Did you pay for that? Is it expensive?
It is expensive.
Yeah, it's
and he did
expensive.
not pay for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got that type of thing going on now.
Do you have like a drum?
No, I just do that like with my laptop, the keys.
I see.
So okay, well, so obviously you're very good. And let's go. So how did it start with me? We were in class together.
Yeah, so we were in class in U.S. history, honors U.S. history with Mr. Poole,
Mm-hmm.
and
Who our teacher has a mixtape that he promised to give us when we graduated, and no one so far has like reached out to him to ask him for it.
You should get it.
I really want to hear it though.
I totally forgot about that.
Poole has a mixtape.
So I remember. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. So, so I was in class and there was Michael Washman, I think, sat behind me, and it was you also in the class, and there was like what that was when Vine was still like a thing,
And it will be a thing again.
Yes, it will. Vine 2.
Well, no, did you hear Vine 2 got canceled?
What?
You didn't hear that? He released a statement saying, like, sorry, there's, like, a bunch of legal problems with it, and so, like, we're postponing it.
Well, okay, postpone
Postponing, that's different.
I'll postpone that.
So, so we were in class, and there was the Vine with this guy who was like, "What that booty do? What that booty do?" And it was like this guy just dancing. It was funny, and so
Sounds hilarious.
So I was known for like making everything Indian and like having like an Indian twist to it, like in a comedic way. And so Michael was like, "Yo, do something with that." And then like he made a beat, and I started singing. I was like, "What that booty do? What that booty do?" And then like he was like, "Dude, you need to make that into a song." I was like, "Oh, bet." And then I went home, and I opened up GarageBand, and I was like, I'm just gonna start like, cause I had GarageBand on my laptop for like when I bought it, and I was like, I kind of want to use this, but I don't know what to do with it, because I was just like kind of into music. So then I was like, this is perfect. So then I made that, and then I came to school the next day and I had it like made, and then they were like, what? I mean, it obviously didn't sound good.
You made your debut hit in one night.
I mean, no, not in one night, but it was like part of it. Though.
On GarageBand.
Yeah.
There you go. You've moved up from them. Now you're on Logic Pro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and play the song.
Okay, it's not
very good.
Guys, first song.
One of these mics is like having a problem. I don't know if any of this will actually be able to be used, but whatever. All right, here's What That Booty Do by Lil Jon. Probably my favorite of the whole repertoire.
It has almost, is it 3,000 plays now?
3,000.
How many?
That's
It had, last time I checked, it had 2,500.
That's more than some other rappers we know that are making.
Yeah, there's people from Orlando here, people who know it.
Could you tell me what that booty do? I wanna know what that booty do. Just tell me what that booty
The lyrics are very deep. Like, you really have to
And
have a high
my
IQ.
Jordan and Eric actually helped me write the lyrics.
I forgot that I wrote one of them.
Yeah, it was Stacks so fat.
They're considered obese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an Eric Ersovich original lyric.
Yeah.
There you go.
Check it out.
My favorite, I Icing on That Cake is my favorite song, because there is actually some really cool lyrical stuff going on there.
Yeah, there is.
Like,
I like the Christmas song.
the Christmas Ride on My Carriage is also very good.
That's
Fan
another hit.
favorite. But yeah, I
You
like
got some hits.
Girl Get Naked and Shaky, That Crazy Cakey You Bakey.
Didn't you write that?
Yeah, I wrote that
Don't
little
make me
part.
make a mistake. You
Ghost
gonna
Riders.
Cause an
an
earthquakey.
Well, I know you ain't fakey. Booty making me shaky.
It's like
I
you can't really touch that level of like
Yeah, exactly.
creativity.
Exactly.
Well, that's.
It's like even the first part's like, I was waiting by the oven for an hour or so.
Yeah.
Now
Now
the
the
mix is finally heated and it's time to start the show. Then we head up to the bedroom. Girl's getting kind of late. I'm hungry for dessert. And it's time to cut that cake. So like,
but the metaphor kind of falls apart with like cut the cake.
yeah.
Wow.
No, but then
depends.
it comes back again with the auto.
Doesn't necessarily fall apart.
With the auto tune, I go shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't do it now, but like, and it's like a harmony.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it makes up for that. Cut the cake.
Yeah.
Well, you're right.
do you remember all your songs by heart?
Not all of them. Most of them.
Interesting. Anyway, I was gonna. Vine 2 is canceled.
Yeah, I'll read the statement.
Why is it canceled? What's
I'll read the
illegal? What
statement.
is legally wrong about Vine? Is it that Vine is owned by somebody else?
No, I'll read the statement.
I mean, it should have ended. So has it? Isn't it owned by the same guy? I thought the same guy was making mine too.
Yeah.
It is. Well, didn't the guys who make HQ Trivia also make
Oh
Vine?
wait, Twitter. Yeah, didn't Twitter buy Vine? I thought Twitter bought
No,
Vine.
yeah, Twitter owns Vine.
So
Yeah.
maybe he's trying to make his own thing and he can't because Twitter owns it.
Well, because Vine 2 probably like uses all the same technology that is used by Vine 1. That's probably patented.
That
Yeah.
makes
you
sense.
just-
I don't remember. Do you remember the name of the guy who was doing it? It's not Russ.
No, what?
Just look up Vine 2. It should come up.
No, you dumb.
Excuse me.
He put it on Twitter.
Well,
Fine.
I'm kind of glad that Vine 2 isn't happening because how long was Vine around? Like 5 years?
That's
Probably
way too
less,
high.
yeah.
It was like
Less than
probably
that?
2 years.
Probably like 2 or 3.
Oh, was that? So like 2 years of just Vines where.
But it was a big thing though.
It was a
Like,
big thing, and but now there's like classic Vines. You know, there's like Vine compilations, and
Yeah.
they always have the same kind of Vines.
Talking
In
to
it.
the mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
they always have the same kind of vines in it. So I was kind of glad that like it's over and like that little era is like these are the classics and there's no continuation of that. It's just like boom, over. No Vine 2. We don't have to worry about new Vines, new Vine stars becoming YouTube stars. It's over, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I can't decide if I think Vine had a more positive or negative impact on like the culture of like.
I think it's very impactful.
Yeah.
For sure.
It is impactful, but like it's almost impactful to the point of like annoyingness.
What's
where,
the
like,
most impactful social media? Twitter?
I mean, yeah, Twitter is like literally impacting politics, and like people are being fired for stuff they tweet.
Yep. Interesting.
I mean, think of where like all the like the memes and the comedy comes from. Like it's originated from Vine.
Yeah.
If you
a
think
lot of
about
it's
it,
from Vine.
like the concept of having a 6-second video and getting your message out in 6 seconds, like that really sparked stuff.
Yeah, but
Like
like
most of the trends start from there.
there are people who like on Instagram, like do you guys know Instagram comedians who like
No.
like they
I mean, there's like meme accounts. Like
yeah, but
Daquan,
these people
but-
make like skits on Instagram, but they're all like
Oh,
clickbait
okay.
of like
Yes.
a hot girl,
I know
and
what
then
you're
like
talking
Yeah.
the punchline is like really dumb, and they get like these videos go viral and they get shared, and like the target demographic is like kids,
I see.
but they always like set like a bad example in the videos, like the I don't know, so like it's kind of toxic.
I feel like
and-
that's not
'cause-
the same though, because with Vine, you couldn't really do that. Unless like in the
Yeah.
first, because like it wasn't like a thing you could edit the Vine first and then like at least before like the creators could figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Like you would just use your phone and make a raw video in 6 seconds. And even like not just like the popular creators, but like us, like when we had Vines, like Vine accounts, and we made funny videos, and that like at school we would laugh about it stuff, you know. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I would say
I-
most popular Vines though aren't like the creators. It's like a random person filmed something.
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
becomes like a meme.
Also, like some stuff, I wonder like some Vines I see, I'm like that is like too good to be real. Like they just happen to be filming
And the
during the
timing
6
is
second
always
increment.
really perfect.
Yeah, where someone says something hilarious in
Yeah.
a really funny way, and then everyone's quoting it, and I'm like, either they're a genius because like it'd be hard to come up with that and know that it was gonna be funny, or you just turned on your camera at the right time. Like,
Yeah.
um,
We should talk about Disney though. I'm interested.
yeah. So your dad works at Disney now, right? That's why you
Yes.
moved to Orlando from
Yeah,
St.
so
Louis,
he used to work for MasterCard,
right?
and he did like payment stuff there. And you know how we have the chips on the credit cards?
Yeah.
Where you like insert, like before we used to swipe it,
Yes.
now we can insert the chip or like we use our phones to like make contactless payments. So basically he like worked with them, and he's like a chip expert basically. Like the temperature should be, like the size, what kind of glue you should use, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Not just hardware, but also like, you good?
Yeah. No, I have a question
Yeah.
about like the chips, and I just realized that like you would probably know.
I
Or
mean,
maybe your
my
would.
dad definitely would know, but
So I don't understand. We had something that works very well, a credit and debit card that you swipe.
mm-hmm.
A swipe is already not an inefficient thing to do. It's very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why completely change the system to a chip?
Fraud.
It's less.
It's-
or
you
it's,
can
it's
get
more
it-
secure.
Yeah, it's way more secure.
Okay,
Because it's like apparently that I might be totally wrong with this, but it's like there's like a second ID given to your phone. It's like how Apple Pay works, where like it's not your credit card on your phone; it's like another thing. So it kind of works like that.
Interesting.
because like okay, so just from my perspective as like a consumer, the chip has caused me a lot of hassle.
Why?
Because
Why? Because the weight? Because the
no,
you
no,
insert
no,
the
no,
chip and then
no, because like I'll be checking out and I'll go to like swipe my card, and then the person will be like, "Oh, do you have the chip?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. Like I've always just swiped the
Are you
card.
blind?
I don't know what it
I
looks
mean,
like.
it's,
I just
it's
one
literally
day
on your card.
one day I was just asked if I have the chip, and I said I don't know.
Is
and
the
they
chip
said,
the little yellow thing?
Yes, the little. Yeah, it's
Okay.
the, yeah, you can
I-
literally see it on the card.
Okay,
Like,
well, and then like I was like I don't know, and they're like, okay, try to insert it, and then I like insert it, and they're like, no, the other way, and then I like try to insert it the other way, and then they're like, now it seems like you should just like swipe. I'm like, okay,
Well,
so like
what you're describing, I think, is like you're at
the
we're-
transition period.
Yes, exactly. It's like there's gonna be a point where it's just chip, you know,
Yeah.
and like right now
Yeah.
it's like you can also do that. You could also
Yeah.
swipe, and then you forget that and all that. You know, it's like
I'm just-
someone leaves their house and they're like, "Let me get in my horse and buggy," and it's like we don't have that anymore. It's like what? It's like get in the car.
Is it? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, but the car is like takes so long to like start
Yeah,
up.
I got a buckle. You know.
ultimately, the goal is to tap your card. With chips, you can do that. There's
just like
cards-
tap it on the reader.
Yeah, you just tap your card on the you know that little like blue thing on top of
Mhm,
it where it has
mhm.
like the sensor.
Mhm.
Instead of using your phone and holding it up there, you could just tap your card.
That's cool. I mean, I'm
But
I'm
with
just
your- everything
anxious to
should be
get
on
out
your
of
phone.
the transition period. Yeah, that just sounds like Apple Pay, which I use a
Like
lot.
Tesla
and it
has
works.
like their Model 3, their keys on your phone.
Interesting. But what if your phone's dead?
Then you
Can't-
have a card in your wallet.
Okay, that's
Oh.
cool.
Yeah.
So it's just an.
Like
So
it's
there's
like a
really no
fancier feature.
goal, like that is never gonna like continue because you're always gonna have to have the card on you just in case your phone is dead. It's never gonna.
No, but you're always gonna have your wallet because you have your license.
No, I get that, but I mean, like, what's the point of even putting it on the phone if it's not even worth it anymore? Like,
Well,
if
for
you just need the card
I mean,
anyway.
like 8 or 9 times out of 10, it'll work on your phone because like usually during the day, my phone's not dead.
I don't know. It's
I
kind
mean,
of
if
weird.
you're going
You know
out,
what?
like your phone's not
Eric
dead.
really
I was
didn't
gonna- I
like.
was right about to.
It was, well,
It's the Apple Watch.
no, not the Apple Watch. No, the thing you don't like, I thought, is the removal of the headphone jack.
Okay, well, that's that. I don't like the removal of the headphone jack
Like you
because
hate
it's just completely like. I remember there was a time where Apple, there was some kind of other way to plug into your computer, and they got rid of it, and they just had USB, and people like freaked out. Okay.
Oh, you mean when they switched to all USB-C ports
Yeah.
on the MacBooks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people freaked out, but in the end, like the industry's gone that way. There's literally no reason for them to do that. There's no benefit to take away the charger and headphone jack. It was a headphone jack they took away.
Yeah.
It's just 100% for money. I can't even think of an excuse. What was their excuse for doing that? What was their reason?
Courage. That's what they said at the keynote.
What was their reason? Just to do that?
I mean, from the stuff that I read, it was so they could make the phone
It
waterproof.
might be space for something else too.
Yeah, no, waterproof, bigger battery, thinner phone.
And
Th-
like,
there's 3 reasons.
If you think, no, listen,
Bigger
this-
battery. It's a hole in the thing. Like, come on.
like the stereo aspect of it too, like how we have the sound coming out of the earpiece and the speaker at the bottom. The other thing is a microphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the microphone got upgraded instead. Like there's more space for that. Because
I
like
mean-
if you look at it, there's literally no space for a headphone jack.
Well, yeah, I think they did improve the speakers too.
Okay,
but
so you think they did this to improve the phone, or do you think they did this number one for money?
I mean, well, you have to think about like they got a lot of
Both.
backlash from it. They got a lot of backlash from it.
Yeah.
They made it more inconvenient to use.
Yes.
I think that's too risky to say like, but at least we're gonna sell a bunch of dongles and we'll be fine and we'll recover from the dongle sales. I think people will like, if they made the phone worse without making any improvements, then they could like risk killing themselves.
You know what
or
else?
killing
I
the
think?
phone.
In terms of headphones, we're going towards Bluetooth headphones. So you don't even need the port anyway. Like a lot of people are using Bluetooth
yeah, the problem is
headphones.
like we're in the transition period where not everyone has AirPods.
Yeah.
But that's what they're going for.
That's what
They're
they
trying
want
to
people
force.
to do.
I agree
Yeah,
that
exactly.
it's part of a bigger business model to get people to buy the Apple wireless headphones, and if you want to listen to music through it, buy the dongle. But they give you a free dongle when you get the phone.
I mean, it's not free. You're still buying.
I didn't get a
Wait.
free dongle.
When you bought your phone with no headphone jack, it didn't have a dongle in there.
What do you mean?
Or it had a.
in the box.
It's a headphones.
I had the headphones
I had
and
the
the
dongle too, yeah.
What dongle?
Maybe
What are you talking about, dongle?
Dongle's like the
it's the best
thing-
word.
it like converts the headphone jack to this.
Yeah, the thing I have in my car when
The
you go on
tiny
the aux.
I didn't get it. They didn't give it to me.
Maybe Apple hates Russian people.
Yeah, exactly. They're racist. Communism.
No, I was gonna say I didn't like the Apple Watch because I thought
you
it was
still not
useless.
like the Apple
No,
Watch?
Yeah, I think it's still useless.
Why not?
I disagree.
What is when they first announced it?
Well, also
no, okay. When they first announced it, I was like, oh, cool. It's like a watch that is digital.
yeah,
You know? Well,
yeah,
Not a digital watch, but a a phone that doesn't watch.
yeah.
And then I realized that they said you still need the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point of the watch?
Okay, well, first of all, in the Apple Watch Series 3, it has cellular, so you don't need your phone anymore.
You don't need your phone anymore.
No,
That,
but
that's
I
what
agree.
they should have
That's
released
what the
at
first
first.
one should have been.
Yeah.
That's what the first one should have been. Maybe the technology wasn't there. Maybe
Then they
it was
shouldn't
all
have
part of the
released it.
plan.
Okay,
but
they
they need to
beat
get in the market.
competitors, too.
Yeah, they need to get in the market before no one wants to buy an Apple Watch in 2019 or 2018 when everyone has Samsung
like
watches.
Fossil.
Like,
yeah, Fossil has the smart watch.
they would rather
and
people buy an
Samsung.
Apple Watch and then upgrade it every 2 years and stay in the Apple ecosystem.
God.
But no, yeah, I agree that was
Apple's
kind of
pretty
disappointing.
cancerous, if you think about it. Like,
Every company is just like they're just trying to make as much money as they possibly can in any way they can, as long as
Yeah.
it's not illegal. Maybe sometimes illegal, but they don't get caught.
Yeah.
Okay, Disney. Speaking of that.
So yeah, so the ship.
Disney's pretty cancerous too in Florida. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Is it
Everything
everywhere?
is Disney. Yeah, literally. And not in Florida, I would say, or in Orlando specifically. Everything is just, you see a Disney store like in the mall. Like there's this area in the city that's like all tourists, and it's like the worst drivers there. It's so bad. And it's just, you see Disney, like Mickey. Bro, I went to Target the other day. You know the red balls? They had like Mickey stuff on them, like ears and stuff. I was like, wow.
How would they bounce?
They what? No, I'm saying the Target, the red ball, like the concrete ball outside.
Yeah,
when you
like
go to a Target, those red.
I thought you were saying the actual like red like kickballs had Mickey ears on them.
how when they bounce, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute actually.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So like, doesn't Disney? I want to get back to like your personal experiences because you go a lot, don't you?
Yeah, when we have family and stuff
Yeah.
over.
So I want to ask you about that because like I've never been.
Is
But-
it free for you or is it like
Yeah.
wow.
But doesn't Disney like have a monopoly? Like, don't they have like an illegal amount of
Well,
like, property?
it's not illegal,
So-
I guess, but
You want to know the story of how it happened? My
Sure.
dad told me, and if you don't know. So this guy, Disney, like anonymously, he started companies on that land, like different companies under different
Walt
names.
Disney.
Walt Disney.
Okay.
I think. This is, my
Yeah.
dad told me. And he's like, he bought all this land separately with different names, different companies, and then eventually he just like
Merge them.
merged it all together. So he did what like other people couldn't do basically.
But now they have a monopoly in like not monopoly, but they have like a huge stake in like Marvel.
They own Marvel,
Yeah.
ESPN, Star Wars.
Star Wars. They own like Fox, whatever the movies department
Yeah.
of Fox was.
Like,
Lucasfilm.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they own like 40-something% of the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like even like those, it's like interesting fact, those small companies that he created before in one of the parks called I mean it's Hollywood Studios, I think. I don't know, I should know this. And like there's like street, like it's themed like a city, and so like the buildings itself, they have like the names of the companies that he originally used to like get the land. It's pretty
Interesting.
cool. Yeah.
But the thing about Disney is that I feel like there's like so much history to it, and there's like so many. Just in the parks, there's like a bunch of stuff that Walt Disney wanted to build and then they didn't, or like
Mhm.
hidden stuff. Like what's Epcot? Is that one?
No,
Yeah,
Epcot
yeah,
exists.
Epcot's there.
What Tomorrowland? Is that what Epcot
No,
again?
Epcot. It's
There were-
Tomorrowland's in Epcot. It's like a
Oh.
part.
I know
of
what
the
you're talking
park.
about though. Like there's a lot of Disney parks that are either abandoned now
Are they?
and still there. Yeah.
What's
like
abandoned?
something
I don't know.
Island. What?
Something Island.
Treasure Island.
No, it's like Danger Island or not Danger Island. Like I watch a series where this guy just explores abandoned Disney places, and he like goes through the history
What?
of them. It's
I
an
haven't
island.
heard of this.
Okay, they used to have
First
an
of all, like
attraction.
the Disney, the campus, they call it the campus in itself is huge.
Is that the park?
No, it's not just the park. There's like resorts. It's like everything in one big area. It's like a
Okay.
big bubble with just Disney stuff. And like the signs are all Disney themed. It's like basically just like that's where Disney is, and the parks are just a part of it. There's like golf courses.
There's like aren't there like secret clubs there? No, like little like places that people meet up, like Club 53 or 4 or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. I think I've heard of that.
It's like famous people would go there.
I don't know about that.
Is there like a top built room? I don't know.
I don't know. I
I think,
haven't
what's
heard of
that
it.
book, Kingdom Keepers? Remember that?
Yeah, I do actually. Okay, so Discovery Island. That's what it was. There was
Isn't that a water park?
no. Let me. Okay, I'm looking for like a description of it, but without watching the whole video. Basically, they had a little island that you could take a ferry to, and there was like it was kind of like a zoo.
Is this
There was
Disney
like
World?
exotic animals.
Or land?
This is in. I don't know. I mean, I could watch the video, but that wouldn't.
Was
be-
it originally just agricultural land?
No, it was like an attraction. It was in.
No,
it
but
was-
originally it was like natural.
Yeah, they bought an island. They converted it with like pathways and stuff into like basically a zoo with like exotic animals. They
Is this not
imported-
Animal Kingdom?
It's not Animal
Because
Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom is basically that.
Discovery
But you don't
Island.
like take a ferry to it.
Okay, we'll just watch. I'll cut this part out.
Okay.
Anyway, my point is that there's like a lot of parks that did get built and then like had to close because of money, or like attractions within parks. Like there are some like Disney
But they're opening up new attractions.
Yeah,
So how,
I know.
Why would they need to close the other ones?
because they're not profitable to run.
No,
'Cause-
but
Well,
so
then why
this
would
is
they open them?
this is what I think their
'Cause they
thought
failed.
process is. So Animal Kingdom before, it was like the park that not a lot of people went to. Like it was like Magic Kingdom is like the main park because it
That's
has
the-
a castle.
Got it.
Yeah,
Epcot's the one with like the big ball.
the big ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So-
that air conditioned? Like outside? That's the only place I've
I
ever
thought you were
been that.
pointing at the mic.
No. That's the only place I've ever been to that it's outside and I entered it and felt like it was air conditioned compared to outside somewhere else.
Wait, what do you mean? It's an
Like,
outside
It's
area?
an outside park and it was just cool, much cooler than the rest of the.
There's
area.
probably some type of like
Just-
design.
That's just in my head.
Yeah,
It was
I've
really-
never felt that.
I felt it. It was amazing.
I was sweating.
Maybe you had
when I
like
went there.
Okay, good.
Okay,
chills.
so anyway, Animal Kingdom was like no one ever went there, and now like they have Pandora, which is the new attraction.
I want to
and
see that.
It's amazing. It's so
Is
cool.
it
They
open?
literally have like the floating, like the
Yeah.
island part in Avatar up there. I don't know how they did it. And then like the ride with
The
the
Imagineers.
Banshee. It's called Flight of Passage,
Uh-huh.
and you like sit on like in like a motorcycle position, and you can feel the Banshees like breathing on your legs. And it's like it's like you just like go around the world of Avatar on. It's like a simulation kind of thing. It's so sick. But like that's why they made it there specifically is because people weren't going to that park. And now like in what other park is it? I think it's Hollywood Studios. They're opening up a Star Wars like
Mm-hmm.
area of that. So I think that might be what they're doing. Like they pick the park that has the least amount of people going to it, and,
And,
they
like,
put a new
revamp.
attraction there, so more people go to it.
Star Wars is gonna be popular probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they do a good job of like immersing you in the world. Like they really like.
Yeah.
I've never been there, but I've seen videos, and they like go all out.
I think I went there when I was like 8.
There's like at Hollywood Studios, there's like random moments where there's like Darth Vader and like his stormtroopers just like walking behind him, like just like patrolling the park. It's so sick.
That's cool.
And there's like music playing all around them. It's
So what is
dope.
your experience like? You go to Disney World. Like, will you just get to do anything you want?
I mean, we don't have like fast passes or anything. We're still like the normal population, but we
Wait.
just get entrance for free,
Interesting.
That's
and
still
we get
really cool.
discounts at stores. That's about it.
I mean, that's all. Disney World is really expensive to just to
Yeah.
get into. So
Can you like if I
But
came
we
to
have a
Orlando,
limited
could we
amount of
go?
passes.
Oh,
So there's 6. We have 6 total. It depends on how many kids the guy or like whoever's working for has. So since my dad has 2, I was gonna say we. Since my dad has 2 kids, he gets 4 passes. So it's
him.
but it's 6 total because it's one for my mom and dad, but those are tied to them, so they have to use them. And then there's 4 guest passes.
and
So-
but is that every time you come in? Like, could you use those every day of the week, or is it like you get 6 per month?
So how it works is, I mean, they still track how many times you go to the park. So if you're going like every day, then they're gonna fire you, obviously. So, but like, there's certain days where it's like holiday season, like Christmas time, and they give certain block dates. Even when Pandora opened, and everyone like they knew there were gonna be so many people in the park because it's a new attraction, they like blocked out like almost an entire month just for that park because we couldn't go there.
And they,
like,
they
they
said
didn't
you
wanna
can't use
overcrowd
your
the-
passes on these days.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but other than
Okay.
that, we can go like whenever.
That's
so
really cool.
I heard something dark from Disney.
What?
Apparently, there is a book. I think it's called like Behind the Mouse or something. And one of the facts that they brought up is that they have some kind of legal thing where you cannot announce someone has died on Disney like property.
Didn't some guy die with a
Like,
kid died?
They'll have to bring them out of the property and then they can say they died. But so like they don't want anybody to be dead in the park.
No,
Like-
but there was a guy like at a park. I forgot which park it was, but he like got attacked by an alligator.
Yeah, wasn't that like near? Yeah, it was in Florida, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But it was in Disney, I thought.
yeah. So but they couldn't avoid that one because he was mauled by an alligator. But like someone who like gets hurt. I don't know how many people have died at Disney World. Probably not that many.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. Don't look at me.
But if it
How many have you
happens,
killed?
apparently if it happens, the ambulance takes them out of the park and they're like they've been pronounced dead outside of the park.
I
interesting.
thought. I mean, I thought you were gonna say something way darker. Like that's
Yeah.
dark, but like I think there's a lot of secrets.
Apparently,
like,
yeah. There's also like a theory that under the castle, the Magic Kingdom castle, like Walt Disney's body's buried there underneath the
It's
castle.
frozen.
What?
There's another theory that Walt Disney's like cryogenically frozen himself.
I thought that was like true.
No, like what? No, he's dead. I think.
Oh. Well, he'll be back.
Is
When-
there
when
like
he
a
thaws.
so do you know like secret stuff in Disney World?
Not really.
Hmm.
What secret stuff?
I don't know, like secret passageways or something.
like magic staircases?
I don't know.
I don't think there's any secret stuff.
Have you ever like met like the people that like do the Mickey Mouse costumes?
No, I haven't. I think my dad probably has. There's also like someone who comes down on a zip line dressed as Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
In the new fireworks show. It's pretty sick.
They do a parade every night, right?
Not every night. That was only for like a certain amount of time. There was like a light parade or something. They were just visiting in Orlando, so they went to Disney for that.
I think I was there.
You were?
When was that?
Like 2 years ago, last.
Oh, maybe not then.
Well, okay.
I mean, I was there. You could have said hi.
I wasn't there. I
Okay.
wasn't there. So.
Do we have all of
Drop
our?
by and-
Did we like touch on all aspects of Disney? Because I'm gonna swing
Well,
it around somewhere else. Or do we?
Yeah, I guess it's. I mean, I don't know. Like.
we don't get admission to or we don't get entrance to the water park though. That's
What? Do you get to see movies early?
No.
Okay.
My
Fine.
dad does though. My dad, when they like release the movie, like all of his workers and stuff, they get like a Friday off and they all go to the theater there, and they watch like Black Panther. They sell Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
And like
That's
Thor,
awesome.
Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Whatever.
What? So, what does your dad do for Disney?
So he's like I said,
the
he works
chip
with
guy.
the chip stuff, but he works on the other way, like the receiving end, so like the terminals. Like
Yeah,
how
so-
they work.
So isn't the reason they like acquire him is because like they have technology at like whenever you interact with like a store or like something, like isn't he making that process easier?
Yeah, so like you know how you have magic bands when you go to Disney? So right?
I've never been, but
Yes, I
So-
remember.
Yeah, so you
It was
yeah.
amazing.
Eric's been there. I don't know if he told you.
So basically you're given a magic band and that's what gives you entrance to a lot of places. And that's where like you can upload your photos to and everything, like your family pictures. They have like professional photographers around the park. And so basically he's just trying to implement like the payment process and everything into that magic band.
That's cool.
What I'm thinking they're going to do, this is just a thought in my head, is like with the Apple Watches or with your phone, they should put it there instead because you have that on you. And if people don't have it, they can get the magic band. But like if you have that on you, then you can like make an account and like.
I feel like they like having the proprietary like magic band technology.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
also have
But I
the-
mean the same hardware is on your phone and your.
But they're
That's
also going to
true.
have young children and really old people.
That's true.
And I feel like neither of those are going to know how to do it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we can always come back to Disney. But I remembered something when you mentioned that like you came to Disney when you were 8, Eric.
Okay.
And I remembered that we like found out some stuff about your childhood that you had never told us. And I wanted to know if there's more of that because
What was the thing you found out?
the thing we found out about Eric that I think explains a lot is that his mom or his parents bought him a dog.
Oh, no.
They bought him a dog when he was a little kid, and then they took it away. Isn't that true?
It was 2 dogs. 2 separate times.
What? It was different times.
It wasn't like they took it away. It was like we got a dog. We weren't the family for the dog. Like we were just really bad at like it wasn't like, it's suffering, but it was like my mom just got upset cuz we weren't doing anything. And so she sent it back. Yeah, I don't know. It was yeah. She sent it back. Then we got another dog cuz like we'll try again. That one got sent back too. And I'm pretty sure they never told me, but I think the first one got put down.
Oh my god.
I think it was sick. I don't really like.
Did you make it sick?
No, it was just got sick.
Mentally?
No, like physically. And it just never. That's something that I've never even like asked. For some reason, it just kind of blocked that out. Like, did my dog get put down? I never asked. So
Yeah.
what's another thing that happened to me?
Well,
How did this relate to Disney though?
it didn't. It's because he was like, oh yeah, I went to Disney when I was 8, and I just remembered
Oh,
Eric's
that's
childhood is like kind of a mystery.
I mean, there's some other stuff, but I'm not gonna say that.
What?
But I'm trying to think of something that I could like. I mean, what do you want to know about my childhood? It's not. It's like
funny
normal.
stuff like the fact that I grew up with you and never knew you had 2 dogs briefly.
Uh-huh.
Like, is there anything
It
else
was
that
like
would surprise me?
1 or 2 months.
Did you go to his house when you were younger?
Yeah, when we were in
Yeah, so
elementary
did
school.
you not see his dog?
Well, how old were
Did
you when you had the
hide
dogs?
dog or-
I don't know. Obviously, you didn't come to my house like to see them. Maybe you did see them. Maybe you just don't remember.
No, I don't know. Did you have them in elementary school?
It was like preschool to kindergarten era.
It's probably before we would have hung out.
I mean, I remember one time I had like a girlfriend in preschool.
Big shot.
I know. And
Name?
I think it was like Sophia. Something like that.
Name? You're trying to swoop in, aren't you?
I've actually thought about like trying to look her up to see like what happened, but
You never got over her.
No, I love Libby, but no, I was gonna look her up. But the thing is that I remember one time they asked me, they're like, "Hey, Eric could be in a higher class, like a
And you didn't
pre-K,
want to leave her.
like a pre-K," and it's like his best friend Sean. I had a best friend back then named Sean. And he's like, he's in pre-K, so maybe Eric wants to join him. And I'm like, oh, my girlfriend's in this one. But then I ended up leaving her for Sean.
And bros before hoes.
And I remember like the last time I saw her, like I was leaving school one day, and she was like playing in the playground. I was just like driving away.
Yeah, the people in the podcast
So are
can't
you a
see you
year
wave.
younger than us? So you
No.
skipped a grade.
So did I.
It
It's
it wasn't like a great skip. It was like I don't know, it was weird.
Can we also tell the story of your giant Spider-Man mural?
Well, yeah, we have a Russian guy that we know who's a painter, and one day it was just like, I want a Spider-Man. I didn't know what a mural was, but I want a Spider-Man painting on my wall, and it's like, okay, we'll do that, and he did it. Like it was like 2 days. It took a while, and he finished it, and then like we were looking at it, and we're like, oh, it looks really good, and he's like, I forgot to put the spider in the middle, so he had to like. For some reason, it's a black spider.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I remember distinctly, he's like, can you give me a pink crayon? And I gave him a pink crayon. And when I came back, it was a black spider. I don't know how he did it.
Well, I'm sure he needed a lighter color to like mark where the spider was going to be. And then he painted over it.
That would
But
make sense.
did he never? That'd be cool if he like never had black paint and he just knew some
He had black
technique
paint
with a
'cause
pink crayon.
He did the, webbing.
Wait, the mural wasn't a painting?
Well,
It was a painting, but for some
So-
reason, he used a pink crayon for the spider. That was
for the black spider. That's interesting. That's like
That's so weird.
that makes me curious. But that's not the part of the story that I wanted to tell. I wanted to tell the demise of the mural.
The demise is just the fact that if I would take anybody up into that room, I would like, before I open the door, I'm like, I have a Spider-Man mural. It's from when I was really young. And I would open it, and they would look at it, and they'd be like, I could tell everyone was like, what the hell is this shit? I also had a corner.
I thought it was cool.
There was a corner next to my bed that was like webbing. So eventually, like, I went up to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I was like 13. I was like, Mom, like, I think it's time to paint it over. So we painted it over like a prison color.
That's sad. Was that a sad day? Like-
No, I wasn't like any. I felt
No
totally
attachment.
fine about that. It was cool, like when you turn off the lights, you could see like Spider-Man looking at me, and I'm like.
And now it's just sad, and it reminds you.
Before
Of
you
your-
And I remember one time as a kid, for some reason I got really upset that Spider-Man didn't have shoes. Like he has that like.
you were like angry.
I was just like, that's not cool. Like, you know what I'm talking about? You know how Spider-Man has like the feet stuff?
It's like a onesie.
It's like a onesie, and it's like these kind of boot things he
Mhm,
wears, but
sure.
they don't look like they're solid underneath.
Okay.
So one day I just walked in to my parents. I was really young, and I'm like, I hate Spider-Man now. And they're like, we just got your room painted Spider-Man. It's like, I hate it. And then after a week, I was like, I like Spider-Man again.
That's really funny. If this episode goes up, I'm calling it I Hate Spider-Man now.
I was actually terrified. I am terrified of spiders. So it's weird that I really like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's
I
interesting.
still remember in like elementary school, you had like a Spider-Man hoodie and like a backpack with Spider-Man.
It's like a fetish, essentially.
But you didn't know.
I would
yet.
draw Spider-Man all the time. Jacob would draw like stormtroopers or something. Yeah.
Will you tell the story of your mom's cat?
Oh, it was in Soviet Union days. It's supposed to have been like the 70s or something. Her cat's name was Chaika, which in Russian is seagull. So her cat's name was Seagull.
It's a good name.
And this is the way my mom describes this story to me. It was me and my sister. We were at a dinner, and it was just like, she just brought it up. She's like, I had a cat named Chaika. She was so smart. And then one day, a bunch of other cats moved in, which already confused me. I assume with other families.
The doorbell rings. Hey, we're the neighbors.
And she's like, and Chaika was smart, but these cats were mean, and they bullied Chaika. And this is when she starts tearing up. And she says that one day they left their house, like her family went somewhere, and they came back and a neighbor said that she saw Chaika get onto the roof, do one last meow, like just like looked at the house and went meow, and jumped off and killed itself. So, and my sister and me were laughing, and she's like, "Why are you laughing?" And we're like, "There's no way your cat like committed suicide. Like they don't do that." She's like, "She did it." So that's
Very dark.
the Soviet Union was weird. It was a weird place.
That
You know,
was
cats
probably-
are killing themselves.
So does that confirm that there's like a zone where cats can't land on their feet? Because like
I don't know if that's what happened. I'm sure like honestly like one of my mom's parents like actually ran it over and like make it up like
Oh,
it
yeah.
jumped off the roof or something. I don't know.
yeah, it's like make up a more believable story. It's like, oh, it was bullied to a depression and it
Yeah. Are your parents from India?
Yeah, they're from India.
Did they tell you about India stories?
Let's hear your
Tell me
India
about Soviet
stories.
Union stories,
Yeah.
Not. I mean, my dad he had like a biker gang.
Whoa.
He rode like motorcycles with his friends around like town, and then my
That's
mom
awesome.
had like there's this thing called bong in India, and basically bong
Oh.
BHANJ.
You guys, you ever ripped the bong, dude?
No, I mean it's so basically it's a weed milkshake. It's actually weed.
Whoa.
So
Cool.
How does that work?
It's just like, I think I don't know what it has in it, but it's like milk and like different condiments and then like weed. It's like an
Ketchup.
edible basically with like, but it's like milkshake. So
But it's-
she's had that and she's like,
Wait, does that exist in America?
And if not, why not?
Well, why wouldn't like? Don't you feel like at this point every single thing that could be done with weed has been done?
Yeah, like soup.
Is there? There's never been soup, has there?
That's what I'm saying. Like that
Don't
seems
you feel
pretty
like
easy.
Someone should have come up with that by
pizza?
now.
Is there pizza?
That seems like,
But
that's
that's
the
like
perfect mix of.
that's
like,
also like really counterintuitive though, because like you're eating and getting hungry. Like,
well, no, then you buy more. It's a perfect product.
so you
loop.
never get full though.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Wow, we should make that.
Got him there.
Can you?
Well,
I don't know.
we would never condone that behavior.
No, but I'm
ever.
saying I understand that. I'm just saying like I feel like someone should have
From
come
a
up
business
with.
standpoint.
I've never seen someone have a weed milkshake here, but apparently it exists,
Right, and that seemed like it makes so much
I'll show you a
sense that it would exist.
and it's called bong.
BAHNG. Bang.
Bang.
Bong.
Are you looking
It might be bong actually.
bung?
Yeah. Look.
Bunghole.
I mean, it looks kind of gross. It doesn't look that appetizing, but that's.
I
like-
bet someone can make a good one though.
Yeah.
Is it just in India? Keep calm and have bong. I've never seen it. Is this in They must have this in California, right?
Popsicles?
I'll find
dude?
out next year.
Bro, bong popsicles?
Okay,
Dude,
that'd be
you know what the
crazy.
newest
That'd be
meme is?
What?
The newest meme is like, do you know what SpaghettiOs are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the
dude,
can.
That was like,
Like
our
elementary
childhood.
school, I used to have
Yeah.
that.
People have been making SpaghettiOs popsicles. It's like disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah, or like SpaghettiOs ice cubes.
Mm.
Like it's like memes of people freezing SpaghettiOs in funny ways and like
Well, have you ever made like the icebox popsicles?
yeah. I used to do that a lot
Those are pretty good.
with
Ever
like
done
pink
that?
lemonade.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not like it's been 1 hour. At some point, I want to do the helium with you guys.
I've actually never done that.
Okay, well, we're definitely documenting Eric's first time.
But the
doing
thing
helium.
is that I almost always feel like it's like a placebo.
No, absolutely not.
But
It
I
is
feel like people
Part of
once
it
you
is
feel it.
talk
No,
high
no.
because
Once you
part of
feel
it
it,
is-
like wearing off, it only
Yeah.
lasts a few seconds. So like you can tell, and then you're like,
What are we discussing? Just anything? Or?
what should we?
We should have a topic of conversation.
a really serious
Let's. You should make this into a game, where like, conversation like or the topic like, flips every so often.
What if we just improvise a scene? What if we improvise a scene where?
That'd be sick.
Okay, so
Or like look at like a movie script and like.
Well, you know there's
Ooh.
a gas
it
that makes your voice deeper,
lower.
but it's
Yeah.
like dangerous.
So is this, I think, because you're.
It is.
The heavier the
You
gas,
can probably die.
the one that makes you
Well, we
lower,
won't do a
the one
lot.
that makes you lower is dangerous because it makes your voice lower because it's more dense than air.
Right.
So it can like settle on the bottom of your lungs and suffocate you. So the way you're supposed to get it out is you're supposed to do a headstand. It'll actually like come out of your like mouth and nose. It'll just rush out.
Okay,
But this is less dense than.
So it's not as dangerous.
Oxygen.
The only dangerous part of this is that if you just kept sucking it, you would have no oxygen. So you would pass out because you would just have a bunch of helium in you.
yeah, so just don't do it too much.
There's a video of some girl doing that. She's like sucking and her friends are laughing and then she like it's like an IKEA and she just slams into a shelf.
That's awesome. Okay, should we pull up like a movie script or should we just improvise a scene?
I mean, we'd all
Sing
have to pull.
songs.
We could read one of our Tale of Two Cities scripts. We wrote a TV show, Arjun.
Oh, I heard about that. You told me about that.
Let's
already.
just
Let's
okay.
just let's just talk.
We have
talk-
2 balloons, so we'll use this one is less full.
Well, you know, I'll start the conversation. I know what to do.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know how to do this stuff.
I'll show you. Hold on. I need to get a pen.
All right.
How long does it last?
Like
Like 3 seconds. Yeah.
See, I've seen people do it, but I've never done it.
Okay, well,
So are we sharing a balloon or?
we're all 3 gonna share one balloon, but we're gonna
I
do
don't
it
have the
twice.
perps, do you?
I mean, do you?
These balloons are from my graduation party, and I saved them for exactly this reason. It's like a month later. This is why I wanted them. Here we go. You ready? Give it a sec.
Oh, popped it, bro.
I made too big of a hole. Oh shit. Ready? Suck, open it, and suck through there.
What's up? Is it higher? Is it higher right now? It's not really.
Talking to the mic, bro.
It's not that much higher. It's like slightly higher.
Most of it came out. I fucked up.
You idiot.
Hello.
Okay,
It's not- no,
John.
it's not
No,
that
you got some.
Hello. Okay.
here, do you
I'll
wanna-
just keep it close.
Wait, I want to hit it again. I need my fix.
Bro, it's
Ready?
not. It's
Ready?
already gone.
Well, sorry,
Yeah.
that had a lot of potential.
Nice.
And
Well, we can just pretend.
Yeah, guys. Hey,
hi,
hey,
it's
it's
Fred.
Fred. Hey, it's Fred.
Oh, that was
That was a long time
when they made
ago.
the movie for Fred. They like toned down the voice. Right?
yeah,
Because it was just gonna be
Too
too
annoying.
much for like an hour and a half. Is McCurdy in that one?
Jeanette McCurdy.
Is that her
No, is she in Fred?
Isn't she in Fred?
Is she?
John Cena's in Fred, right?
Yeah, he's the dad.
Fuck John Cena.
You know, like Arjun, did you hear about our John Cena thing?
No.
Okay, we'll show
Okay,
you
we
that.
we had an almost encounter with.
No, let me explain.
Yeah, you explain it.
All right.
Matthew Oppenheim came up to us. He goes, "Hey, Jordan and Eric, but mostly Jordan." He's like, "Jordan, I just saw Today's Show is having some competition where if you make like a video to explain why John Cena will crash your prom." So like, cool. So we in like 2 days after that we made the video. Took like 2 days to make it. We sent
To
it in.
explain why what?
Like why you would want John Cena to come,
Okay.
Because it's promotion for his movie Blockers.
which is like about like crashing a prom.
Mm-hmm.
So we made the video. We sent it in, and I was starring in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Is it on YouTube or no?
yeah, it's called "You Can't See These Tears,"
Okay, I haven't seen it. Oh my
Okay.
god.
and we sent it in. Everyone like spread across the school. Everyone was talking about it, and that's the first time anyone's like. Most of the people that I've never talked to were like, "Hey, you're John Cena kid." I'm like,
And
"Oh."
also, like, people that I've never talked to were asking me, like, dude, did you guys see the John Cena video? And I was like, I made that.
Yeah, so like,
It, like,
Kelty
came
was
back to
showing
me.
it, in, like teachers were showing it in class, whatever. But the thing is, before we sent it in, that it said on the competition, John Cena will crash your prom in March, and our prom was in April. So we thought, like, how many people have a prom in March? Like, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But if we just say that our prom is in April, that's basically just like they're not even gonna look at it. They're gonna be like, well, we can't even go. So I'm like, just lie. So just lie and say it's like March 31st or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they do, you know, happen to call, then we'll just be like, oh, we messed up the date. And then hopefully they'll either be like, okay, and then send John anyway. And I don't know. Even though there was a WWE event like 2 days after our prom.
In St. Louis.
And I don't know if he was there, but, you know, come on. Anyway, so then
So how do you get close to?
we didn't
meeting?
hear about it for like the competition for like weeks.
So,
and we're
yeah,
like-
we submitted the video
Yeah,
and
and
waited.
and we're like, okay, cool, nothing happened. And then I got
Well, and we also couldn't find any other submissions. We were like, okay, nobody knows about this competition.
we did find one submission, and it was like the submission that you don't want to see,
Mhm.
which is like it was like a kid in a wheelchair with like a robot voice, and like the whole school was like, "Come for whatever Timmy, not Timmy, that's South Park
Jeremy.
character, but come for him." And John Cena, he's your biggest fan, and we're like, "So we just lost." Like, no way.
Well, it was like the whole school. It was like a scripted skit of like everyone like coming up to the kid and saying like, "You're the biggest John Cena fan I know," and then they like show his bedroom. And the thing was like there was kind of some similarities between our version and this version, even though we hadn't seen it.
So we were afraid they were gonna interpret it as like we were parodying this like poor kid.
It looked like we were making fun of a kid with disabilities because like in ours, Eric's character has a bedroom full of John Cena's posters,
And
and
I'm like kind of like weirdly obsessed also.
and he's like kind of off.
Yeah, and they even like kind of like incorporate that into the dialogue and stuff. But basically, we didn't hear about it for weeks, and I'll tell you how like what happened to me because Jordan was already involved. But McCarthy,
Our principal.
he remembers McCarthy, but our principal, no one else does.
Yeah, the viewers, man.
Yeah, he like knocked on the door of my like astronomy class.
Astrology?
Astronomy, and he's like, "Eric, can I see you?" And I went out, and Jordan was
What
there.
did you think was gonna happen before you knew I was there?
I thought this is what it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be better, but basically he pulled me out, and then Jordan was there. I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "So a couple weeks ago, the Today Show called. They said we love the video. It's like
It's hysterical.
it's hysterical. We really like it. When is your prom?" And McCarthy's like, "Oh, it's like April 21st." And then there's like a long pause, and they're like, "Could you move it? Like, could you move your prom?" And he's like, "No, it's like just like it's a big venue, and we paid a lot of money for it." And they're like, "Okay, well, we'll see if we call you back. Don't tell your kids for like 2 weeks in case we do." So then he was like, "Oh," he's like, "They didn't call back, so I'm just telling you now that they called and like
They're probably not going to call back. They never call back.
That was the point. So he's saying
Yeah.
like it was past the point where they were gonna call and be like, "Okay, we're going with you guys."
I mean, just the fact that they wanted us to move our prom probably
Is
is
a
a good
good
sign.
Sign that we were close to getting it
But
crashed.
it doesn't
by
matter
Dawson.
because the whole time when we were at prom, we're like, is John Cena about to like crash it?
Everyone was like looking at the door. I thought it was gonna happen when they were announcing the prom king. Like everyone was just staring at the back door, waiting for like the theme song to start playing. And
Nothing.
yeah, but then he never went to anybody's.
He
prom.
never went to anybody's prom.
Why?
So the whole competition.
Probably
was
because there was no proms in March. Very few people heard about this competition, so there was probably a very small pool of videos they could have chosen from, and like they eventually were like, the only ones we got are in April. Could you do that? He's like, no, and they're like, okay, well, competition's over. No one cares. Like no one's
And,
gonna
like,
complain.
That's on them.
I
though.
just
That's
feel
not us.
cheated because like they promoted their movie to us and we got nothing in return.
Yeah.
Like the contest wasn't even real; it was all marketing.
Yeah, everyone now went to like our whole school went to see Blockers.
Yeah, and we all
It was
like
a whole field trip.
That's not
It's
true.
R-rated, so like wasn't appropriate for like most of us. There's a part where some guy drinks beer out of an ass.
Is that true?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's in the trailer.
Yeah, so that's disgusting.
And my
I didn't see it.
my
No
health
one
teacher
saw it.
covered my eyes during that scene.
It's directed by the woman who made Pitch Perfect, who wrote Pitch Perfect.
You know what movie I do really want to see, and I kind of want to take my dad to see it because I think he'll like it for Father's Day. Take a
No.
guess.
Bubble Butt Bonanza 7.
No, that's more of like a short series. But no, Tag.
Oh yeah.
Like
What
at
is that?
first,
I haven't
usually
heard
those. Okay, so it's like a
True story, right?
true story about a group of friends who've been playing the same game of tag for 23 years. Has a pretty star-studded cast, but
John Hamm, St. Louis native.
true. Ed Helms, the Nard dog, Hannibal Buress. But anyway, usually like
Just the dog.
usually movies like this don't. I have like no intention of seeing them. Like they're like adult comedies that I think are gonna bomb. But like for some reason, I just feel like this movie has potential to like entertain me and make me laugh. And I think like my dad probably.
Have you guys
kick
seen
out of it.
Deadpool 2 yet?
Yeah, I liked it.
I didn't see it.
It's so good.
I really liked it.
I didn't even see the first one, but I heard that it's better than the first one. Like a lot better. You get like a different perspective.
I mean, I haven't heard that
You
it's a
should
lot
definitely see
better.
it.
It
You'll love it.
does live up to the first one though.
I've seen 75% of the first one. So,
Yeah.
There you go.
Mitch doesn't like superhero movies.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean,
'Cause he-
Deadpool's kind of different though. It's not really like.
Well, he doesn't like superhero movies because and he's thinking of like the Marvel movies because he's complains that they're laughing and like joking around in like a life-threatening situation.
Mhm.
He's like, why aren't you taking this more seriously? So I guess in
And they
Deadpool,
like
that's what it is.
they like just demolish buildings and like their fights and stuff where realistically like
There's, like, funny
millions of
scenes.
innocent people would be put
There's-
out of jobs.
There's funny scenes when there's like it's not a heated situation. Like
yeah.
But
I mean-
sometimes they're like making like quips and stuff, like while they're like beating up a villain, and it's like they're like, oh, da, 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 and you're like, that's pretty. You should probably be terrified right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the whole Deadpool 2. I feel like is like it feels like a movie within a movie, cause like the way they like the intro part, Jordan.
Yeah.
Like that part, and then the scene that I really liked was I don't want to like spoil it, but you know how he like can't die.
Yeah.
So he like his the part where his legs get
Yeah.
separated.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then, yeah.
there's some clever like
spoilers.
you know like the mechanic of his character that like he can
He
heal.
really quickly.
They do some unique things with it, which
Yeah,
is
sure.
funny. But
Domino.
yeah. I mean we don't need to
Chicks
talk
in
about
it.
Deadpool 2, but
What else can we talk about?
How
How
well,
long
like
are we going? An hour and a half?
this it's been an hour 15. I might cut out some stuff, but I don't want to ask my final question yet. I want to have like one more thing.
Well, is your final question going to be a huge discussion?
No,
Yeah,
no,
but-
no, no.
Okay.
It's just something that we've been asking. Arjun joined the weightlifting team at the school.
Larry,
Look at those
stop.
biceps,
Is
dude.
that true?
Look at his
Yeah.
biceps.
It's not.
You're doing the weight. There's a team.
Stop, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
bro, you're jacked.
Yeah, he's jacked.
Relax,
He has a
dude.
stick.
I mean, I gained like 15 pounds since I last saw you. Not that
From
big.
muscle?
Yeah.
This guy.
This guy. What do
Yeah.
you bench?
Like not even 100.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I can't even lift a bar. Are,
Really?
are Florida people different than Missouri people? Like, very different.
Honestly, like the sense of humor was like a change. It was like they're more like meme oriented. It's kind of weird.
Meme oriented.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still like it. I still have the sense of humor around like the same sense of humor around you guys and them. Like I don't think I've changed. Do you think I've changed?
No?
I mean, we didn't really get
Well,
close.
hold on.
Well,
I miss Mr. Rivera.
Sorry. Yeah, I know.
no, he's
Well,
good, yeah.
I want to like. Are
Oh, by the
people
way, are you doing that book club with Tommy?
without you? I'm not in it either. I have no clue.
Christy, I came up with the idea of a book club.
Christy told me about it the other day when she picked me up from the airport. She's like, "Did you know that me and Daniel Roman and Jordan are gonna be joining book club?"
I'm not in it. I have no email from them.
I came up with the idea of a book club. I'm like, Mr. O'Leary, we should do a book club over the summer. He's like, yeah, I'll do that. And then they made it without me. And they're doing Lord of the Rings, the first book.
Really? I'm not in it either. And I'm
I asked
mad.
him to invite you.
Okay, I will. I'll ask
Do
them to
it.
invite us.
I already asked her, and she said she would, but she didn't yet.
Then tell.
They don't want us in their book. Let's make a cooler book club, just you and me, and we'll.
No.
What about Florida people?
Like
Like the
are Florida
culture
people
there?
like more like open and honest because like you.
It's. I mean, I feel like it depends on the school you go to. Cause I went to like a really cliquey prep school, where everyone's like
Yeah.
rich and kind of.
because like you like walked in here and you just like started being mean to Shannon and you're like you told
I
me
feel like
and Shannon that
everyone's
we were
everyone's-
awkward.
Everyone's really mean to Shannon.
Yeah, I mean, I've known her for a pretty. When did she?
Yeah,
move?
but he showed her a picture of a girl and he was like, "Oh, you remind me of this girl from my school, but she's less awkward." It's like a backhanded. It's not even a compliment at all. It's
funny.
just a. So like
don't
I guess
know.
that's.
I mean, I've kind of always wanted to say that to her. Like,
Are there attractive girls in Florida?
yeah, but a lot more than here.
Wow.
When I moved, okay. The problem is everyone wears uniform there, so you can't really like.
That's
Hot.
yeah.
Yeah, but like, like when they're like outside of school, you can tell. So
Is it like what kind of uniform is this?
it's like
Plaid skirt.
sometimes girls, yeah, it's like a not plaid, but it's like the same kind of skirt, but it's like black instead, or like shorts, but they're black, but they're like dress, like it's weird. It's like they wear them like up to like above mid thigh, I would say.
For me, is this sexual harassment right now? Because like we had a talk. I just went to camp training to be a staff member at camp, and we had a sexual harassment talk this year, which we didn't have last year. And there was a lot of people were disagreeing with a lot of other people because it's such like it's no pun intended. It's a touchy subject, and like. It's that's the only way to explain it because
It's a sensitive topic. Okay.
It's just like really rough and
unwanted. Jesus. But like we had to like define sexual harassment, and the definition that was like agreed upon by everybody was like any like look, verbal action, physical action, body language, or thought that is against a.
How is thought?
Well, that's when I heard that I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, it sounds like 1984.
Yeah.
Like I can't have free thought. And
Wait,
like
so if
I
you
sound like
think,
I
like,
get that I sound like a bigot right now.
So if you think like that girl's hot, that could be considered sexual harassment. No one would know.
That's the thought police, dude. They're coming. They're gonna.
Like it doesn't.
That's
Does
just
it
like
count if no one knows?
It's just weird though. Like, I'm already nervous about like we're just having the conversation about what the uniforms are at your school, and like I'm like feeling guilty. But like
Well,
we're
I'm
not
just
even
curious
talking.
what the uniforms are.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know
getting
that's
a-
the thing,
I'm not
but like
getting
it sounds.
hard over here.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, anyway, just know that we are all gentlemen.
So they are more attractive. Is it because they're
Yeah.
tanner?
Yeah.
Going right back into it. Okay.
Their bodies are better.
Because of the ocean, right?
Yeah.
How often do you go to the ocean?
The ocean mist.
The beach, east and west coast, is both like an hour and a half away. So like if
Uh.
like during spring break, we like rented like a hotel, or not rent. I mean, we stayed at a hotel there for like the entire week.
Did you like have a cool time on spring break? Because we did something really cool.
Yeah, you should go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
I was thinking about it the other day. Like I miss Mexico
had
a lot.
It was pretty fun. It was eventful.
Can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Not on the podcast.
Yeah.
We had fun on the beach.
I
That's
got
dope.
super burned though.
I
It was fun, but it was kind of like by the end of it, it was like I'm done. Like I would not be here anymore.
I wasn't done. I was like I don't know, but like my favorite night was the night where like all the drama unfolded, like multiple things. I was in the middle of it, bouncing back and forth, trying to help as many people as I
Of course you
could.
were.
I was like, I saw a girl get slapped. There was a
What?
guy who disappeared, which was the guy who slapped the girl. And
Well, another guy disappeared that night too, right?
no, it was the same.
I also
Oh
got-
yes. Two guys disappeared.
I
And
also got slapped and choked.
you did?
Yeah.
Congrats, bro.
What? When?
During spring break.
Where,
By,
where
like
were
by
you for
an
spring break?
enemy?
On the beach. We were at someone's beach house.
Did like an enemy do this to you or a friend?
No,
Like,
I said some weird stuff. And
what's the story there?
then there, I,
Are we gonna have to talk about sexual harassment?
I'll tell you later.
Why'd you bring it up? I can't even use
Just
that
cut
now.
that.
All right.
Well, we'll
But
tell you.
we
We'll
had-
tell you our
there was-
story
okay,
when you tell us.
There was a time on the beach when like all of the seniors were there, and it was so fun.
That's cool.
All of
That's
us
like
were
out of a
just-
movie.
But then like the lifeguard or whatever kept like going back and forth, and then all of a sudden they just surrounded us, and it was really scary. And then we had to.
What do you mean going back and forth?
I don't know. They were just patrolling the coastline. Or
Well,
whatever.
what were you doing? Something?
I mean, no.
That sounded innocent.
Well, what was your last question?
Yeah.
Last question is-
just
Yeah, that was fine.
later.
The last question
Just
is
cut that part out. Please.
something that I feel like we should like start to make a tradition.
Yeah.
That it's really, it happened ever since the Burger episode, and we did it with Burger and then Josh Rudman. Is asking the guest at the very end when there's nothing else to talk about to like bring us home and end it. Asking the guest just to tell a really funny story that they have. So Burger, I'll give you examples what you think. Burger told the story of we were at a water park and he walked into the bathroom and there was a guy who looked like a greasy like redneck Severus Snape at the urinal, and Burger, like little kid Burger, like
No,
fat.
well, this wasn't a little kid burger.
Well,
This
he's
happened-
not little kid, but we were campers,
Oh, okay.
like younger. He like slipped in the pee at the bottom of the urinal and like pulled the guy's pants down and on like. There's multiple versions of the story, but and then Josh told the story of when he was at a lacrosse game and his coach wouldn't let him go to the bathroom, and he pooped in the woods. And so what
Oh,
do
It
you
doesn't
got?
have to do with like
Bathrooms.
pee
It can be more sophisticated humor.
Well, I mean, it's kind of short, but
Go for it.
we like. I was with like family friends, and this is if he listens to this, he's gonna know it's him. But so I was with family friends, and it was like me and two other guys, and we were driving. It was here before I moved, and we went to the Walgreens by the Walgreens across from the Shell. It's like where the hill is. Charlie Guido's.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Walgreens right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So this was like at nighttime. It was kind of dark, and we like, I don't know. Okay, we were like flashing each other our pubes. Like,
That
and so or like our nuts, like we were like we were like put like you know how you do it, right? You just like yeah. So we were doing that. And so this guy,
that's not at all what I
this
thought
guy-
was gonna
just
happen.
listen. So this guy, he can't shave for religious reasons, and it was me and my friend. My friend was in the driver's seat, and my other friend went outside, and I think you know who this is, and he went up to the window. He went up to the window and he was gonna flash his pubes, but he went too far and we saw his entire dick. It just like kind of fell out like this. He had like a chub out.
Oh.
And it was kind of weird.
I thought it was like someone was gonna see it. Yeah.
Wait, is this
No, but this was in public in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like,
so? Your whole story was just that you saw somebody's dick.
I mean, I couldn't think of anything. One other time I was like on a cruise and I was going to go pee. And I mean, this was like this is what I was thinking of when you were talking about his story. And I like went into I was going to go into a stall. I opened it and this guy was just sitting there with like his phone out. And he was just like, oh. And I was like, he was like, oh. And he just like closed the door and I was like, shit. So that
funny.
happened. But
Eric could tell his cruise ship story.
What happened? Oh, it was
People-
a cruise ship story. Was that? Shit. I was really young. I was probably like 5 or 6. Another childhood story.
Yep.
And in the middle of the night, like they came on the announcements and they're like, we need all passengers to go so we can do a head count. Like in 4 o'clock in the morning, and they were counting. I was really tired. I didn't know about any of this until years later because I never thought about it. Because basically what happened was that some young woman who was there with her friends, and she had a boyfriend back home, but she's like 20 something, and she met like some guy who was like in the Mexican Marines, and they went back to her room. Probably started hooking up. I guess they were hooking up and their friends were in the room, so they went out and they started hooking up on the balcony, and she fell over the balcony, so she's like lost at sea, and then he jumped in after her. So then
How what floor were they on? That's like a
they were
big
pretty
jump.
high up. I don't know. They were fine. I mean, they weren't fine, but they were.
did they ever find them?
So they did a head count to make sure everyone else was on the boat, and then they turned the boat around, which is like a huge deal, I guess. And then they got like a helicopter to come in. Some news copters came in, and then they got like little boats, like with like one of them was the captain was on the boat, like looking for them, and they found them like naked. And my parents told me was that they were naked because like the clothes were dragging them down. But I think like later they're like it was probably because they're hooking up. And they found them, and I guess like that was like the perfect person to fall into the water with because he's a Marine, you know.
Yeah.
So he was like treading water the whole time and like carrying her. So they came up and they were like really bruised up. They were like bruised all over because of the fall probably, and or maybe the hooking up. And so they found them, and then she went home. So that must have been, it's like, think about like, as the boyfriend, like my girlfriend almost died and she was cheating on me. What do I do there?
Yeah.
But the Mexican guy was on the boat for the rest of the trip. He was fine. And like the
Probably a
comedians
hero.
that were in the boat, like, we got a hero over here. And he's like, woo! He was like really into it.
That's awesome.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like by now the music will be playing. This is the outro.
Dun, dun, dun,
I feel like I had a story based on the one that you told, but I don't remember it now.
The one I told?
Yeah.
the penis.
It was before I knew it was about a penis though. Like you were with your friend
Pubes?
driving. No. Well, I guess that'll be for another time. Okay. Well, I've been known to make like really long outros because we just kind of ramble on because I know that nobody's listening by this point anymore because it's an hour and 29 minutes in.
That's good.
So thank you. Shannon's gone, but thank you, Shannon, for being here at the beginning. I hope.
Thank you, Shannon.
I'm sorry that
Thank you.
I'm sorry that Eric was late and that we were awkward, but it worked. I think I made for some good conversation, and she told us about her conspiracy theories, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And then, apparently the Titanic is not actually the Titanic.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Thank you, Arjun, in town from Orlando, came by on a whim to record
you.
this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Say hi to Little John for me.
I will.
Yeah, can you wrap us out?
Yo. I'm
Thank
here
you.
with- Thank you.
That was beautiful. All right, thank you, Eric. Thank you guys, as the listeners, for listening to Lost in the Wild. See you next time for the next episode, which may or may not have video footage. Yeah. Thank you guys. Peace out. Check out the other episodes if you haven't seen them.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.